Hello everyone and welcome back to CADvent Calendar 2024, video 21 today, and something a little bit different. What I want to focus on is really the story on what this kind of workflow in the likes of Revit enables you to do next. So throughout the first 10 videos of the Revit part of this series, we've shown you how you can start to learn how to model inside of Revit. But what's not often visible or clear when you're getting started is what this enables you to do. What does it mean to be able to produce Revit models? And I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about what it means and trying to give you some confidence that there is a huge benefit to the workflow once you get there. First and foremost, the fact that you will have a 3D model is hugely beneficial. Because if we're working in 3D, we have physical volumes and surfaces. We can use those volumes and surfaces to make sure that we have a good coordinated model. That means if I'm working with a structural engineer, or even if as the architect, I've just modeled the structure and model all of the architecture in place, I can make sure that my model and the positions of my components are correct and do not interfere or clash with anything else inside of the model. By having something in 3D that owns a space or a volume, it's very easy and almost instant to be able to say, go and clash all of my columns with all of my walls, or go and clash all of my ductwork with all of my steel, for example. That's a clear and instant benefit of working within a 3D workflow. Aside from that, you've then got the aspect of visualization. How often are you needing to produce an image for a customer or a client, and you're having to go into Photoshop and start working in almost like a photo editing or a post-production workflow to get an image out of their design or your design so that they can see? When you've got a 3D model, the likes of Revit, we've got the ability to use that again almost instantly to create compelling, attractive, and real looking renders that are real time. What that means is that either with your mouse and keyboard or a game controller or a virtual reality headset, you can walk around a Revit model in real time and see your designs come to life. If the client is looking around the model and wants to change the appearance or the finish on a piece of plaster, or maybe change the flooring from a piece of carpet to some tiles, it's almost instant to do that. We make a change inside of Revit, and the likes of Enscape, the likes of Twinmotion, the likes of D5 Render, those tools will update and allow you to create these real compelling images, whether it's client facing, whether it's an image for planning, what does it look like from the site perspective, how does it affect the skyline or the tree line. Really, really easy to do these with a 3D model. And the last one I want to focus on right now is, I kind of mentioned it at the start, but that collaboration piece. Revit is in sync and works directly with something called the Autodesk Construction Cloud. If you're needing to share data over the cloud because you're asked to collaborate on a project, or you want to share a download link for your subcontractors, or again for the client or a contractor or anyone else that works on the project, we can save directly from Revit onto the Autodesk Construction Cloud. The Autodesk Construction Cloud gives you access to view those files online without the need of Revit training, without the need of Revit licenses. You can manage and track issues through there to make sure that anything that is an issue, whether it's a snag from site, whether it's a clash that's been identified, whether it's just something the client doesn't like, these things can be picked up, tracked and logged real time, and then taken back into Revit so that you can make those edits and then push them back onto the cloud. Even as far as work sharing on the cloud, and anyone out there that's already using Revit and you've got one building that a team of 3, 4, 5, however many people are editing a single file, if you're using Revit server or local server work sharing, it's slow. Revit is cloud enabled. with BIM Collaborate Pro, we can extend those workflows onto the cloud to have synchronization with multiple people editing the same Revit file at the same time. By using Revit, by using 3D, BIM workflows, digital twin methodology, it really works well. So I do implore you to have a good go. Join us in a couple of days' time where my colleague Nathan will be talking about your next steps and where you can go if you've learned something on this series of videos. What are your next steps? How can you learn more? How can you understand what Revit can do for you that you don't currently have in your current workflow? And really, that's all I wanted to go through in today's video. But I do have one more thing. I promised yesterday that there would be a surprise today, and the surprise, quite simply, is this. If you can answer the following question, you will receive a 1-year subscription to our e-learning platform, which has e-learning for Revit, AutoCAD, Inventor, Fusion, and more. The first person to correctly answer this question to our email address inquiries@manandmachine.co.uk will receive that 3-year pass to our e-learning platform. The question quite simply is this, and it's inspired by the fact that there's a green screen behind me. So in the film, The Grinch, the Christmas film, The Grinch, what's the name of the Grinch's loyal sidekick dog? Ping your answer to inquiries@manandmachine.co.uk, and those correct, the first correct answer will receive that prize. Merry Christmas. Join me tomorrow for the final video in Inventor. Take care. See you then. Bye-bye.